Alrighty, good morning folks. Today we're back at the yard. We got more semi trucks to work on. Always got semi trucks to work on. It's always something. Today we've got to change a door hinge on this thing. Guy's bringing the key right now, but he's also got some airlines we got to change. This one here is rubbed through, and then I believe it's this one has started to rub through, so we've got to change those. These are some fabric-y, crimped in JIC deals. Hopefully we'll just take all the ends out. He's got a whole roll of that rubber airline stuff with the nut and ferrule type stuff, that DOT airline stuff. So we'll get these pulled out of here and see if we can get them on the road. I've got the airline. I cracked this one loose, but it's been on here so long that the fitting doesn't want to swivel on the hose. So I've got the other end off the cam, and we'll see if we can just get this hose to turn in its frame rail where it all goes and get this end off. We'll take that fitting out. We'll just change this out to that DOT style rubber stuff. Alright, so we get these ends. They're two-piece. There's the hose slides in. You've got this ferrule that you cinch these two down. Just crimps down on the outer diameter of that rubber hose that goes on, and it's got a center little nipple in there to keep it from collapsing. And these are DOT approved, and it's nice because when we have hoses like those ones that are all pre-manufactured or whatever, we don't have to go to the hose shop and get them made and have to deal with the idiots at the hose shop. And the less idiots I got to deal with, the better. So we'll get these ends in here, and then I'll show you how we do them. We'll get this rubber hose in there and all mounted and looking sweet. I don't know if you can see that spring hose in the way, but we'll get these ends in and tightened up, and then we'll route us some hose, tighten these babies up, and we'll be ready to tackle that door hinge. Alright, I've got the new hose routed in there. Sorry about the sun. It's at the perfect angle today. So I've got it routed where I want it. You just put these in here and you kind of straighten this out enough like so. And then this just gets... Sometimes these springs are a little tough. You get those worked in like so. And then this goes like such. And most of the time you don't have to take these fittings apart, but these ones, I think the spring got pushed on a little far and they're just a little tight. And you get these down. And these don't have to be super tight. You just got to run them down far enough to get that ferrule in there to crimp down on the hose. Like so. Okay, we'll just get this. We'll get this hose tied up into this harness here. We'll get everything secured back up, and we'll get that other one changed. Alright, we got those lines in there. We got this one changed too. Look, oh, I gotta put that spring down there. But that's that. Got them all zip tied into place. So we push this spring down on this one, and then we'll jump on this door. I think I'm gonna have to hurry and unhook this truck, because I think they gotta go put a little product in this trailer. So catch you back in a minute on this door. All right, we got this truck moved. I had to go load a trailer, but we're gonna get this door off here. Luckily on this one, there's no electrical that goes into the door. This one, the mirror and everything is on the cab. The donor truck, the mirror is on the door. So let's grab this hinge. I tore this door off the other day. I'm just gonna eyeball this hinge. The trucks are pretty much the same. They're about the same era. They're both early 2000s Freightliners. So let's see. Just kind of eyeball this hinge. I think it'll work. This one, I've got a big notch out right here that I am assuming will be fine. I think this notch out was for all the electrical stuff that come through that other one, but I don't see it on this one. So I'm gonna see if I can get this bolt out of here, get this door stop out, and then we can open this thing up, see if we can get all these off of the cab without breaking them. And then we'll get this door on the ground. Hopefully all the bolts come out of the door side. We don't have to tear this panel off to put new bolts and nuts in there, because I think the hinge side on the door, well, I think all of it, they're all just them crimped on rivet nuts or whatever. So hopefully we can get those off without breaking them, but here we go. Ooh, the bolt spins. That's good news. Look at that. Of course, this door only gets open 50 times a day. So that can go. Ooh. Back in. This one's glued on or something. Oh, the last one fell off and scared me. That one was tight. Unnecessary tight, full of green gumbo. Let's see how lucky we're gonna get. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so this is for the door stop. Oh. We are gonna have to tear this apart. They're rivets. The other side, or the other door, they were all just aftermarket bolts. Somebody had gone in there and done it all. So now we gotta figure out how to get this door panel off of here. And we've gotta try and save this one. All right, we'll be back with you in a minute. All right, we got the outer door panel off and the inner door panel off. I laid the door down on its side like this because you got to undo this window regulator to get the inner door panel off, and that's the only thing that holds the window up, is being bolted into that. So if you lay these old Freightliner doors on their side like this, the window can't slide down on you. So let's see. Oh, that's why they change them. These are all crimped in rivets. You can't just unbolt them. So we're gonna have to cut all these out, and hopefully that door hinge is right. So I'll get to cutting. What a pain. All right, well, now we know. Here we go. We got those all cut out. let's see if we're even close, because they're not quite the same. Imagine they're close. Those all line up. They seem like they're pretty dang close. Yeah, I don't know why this one's notched out there. Okay, well, let's check the one up here. And all the ones on the cab look like they line up, so let me, we'll just use all the old bolts from the other cab that I stole. A whole bunch of these that I don't know why they had such big washers on them, but they did. Alright, I got all those put back in. I didn't put one in that one because it would be a pain. I'm not tearing this off to get one more in there. I think we'll be fine. But I think we're ready. Let me throw this outer door panel back on, or the inner door panel back on. And then we'll see if we can get this door up there and back on. We've got some new weather stripping somewhere in the cab. He's got a new roll of weather stripping because the hinge was sagging, and so it was tearing up the bottom real bad on this door jamb. So I'll find that and we'll get this thing going. All right, well, we're striking the door high. We got a big gap down here and a not so big gap at the top. So I'm gonna see if I can bend that hinge or something, get it tuned in enough to close. There's a little adjustment in the striker, but the door in the opening itself isn't that great. So I'm gonna see if I can play with this hinge and see if I can get it down a little and striking right and play with it. I'll be back in a minute. I'll keep you updated. All right, well, we're put back together. Window still goes up and down. I don't know if the wing window works, I didn't check, but this thing, it shuts really nice. It's got a little play there, not too bad. We'll see when they drive it, but the weather stripping, it's toast. I couldn't find the new weather stripping in here. He probably took it out and put it in his pickup truck, so when he gets here tomorrow or whatever, we'll get it changed out. But yeah, it's all just coming apart down here too. But for what it is, it shuts really nice, and you don't have to slam it either. So pretty good. I had to, when I first got the door on, it was high, but it was also too far back this way, and there's no adjustment in the hinge, so I got my big punch out and hammered this hinge forward and this bottom part down a little more and got it massaged forward, and man, it shuts really nice. Usually you got to slam semi doors and they're terrible. That one is really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Wasn't necessarily a how-to or whatever, but if you learned something, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. We got lots of projects coming. We do a lot of tinker work out here, so subscribe, thumbs up, everything, all the bell, whatever you want to do. See you in the next one.